Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and this is a kind of a follow-up training call for REMAX over in Tampa, West Chapley. So what we want to do today, Florian has asked me to kind of give an update of what's going on. And actually, in the past couple months, we added something to our system called what we call Facebook Connect. And it's something that you've probably seen as you sort of, move around the internet. And the quickest way to get an idea of what that is let's just open up one of our coming soon landing pages. This is for coming soon. Our open house also looks like this, and you're going to notice that on the left-hand side, there's a kind of a clock ticking. And that's because coming soon and open houses are all sort of time-sensitive things. You'll see that, there's a text. If you want to short code and text to get information, you can do that. But the addition of this button here, continue with Facebook, has for many of our clients made lead generation, kind of double, triple, and even more. I've got clients increasing their leads on a month-per-month basis by 500%, which is huge. And so if you kind of remember what our tools look like, let's just say the beginning of the summer, it looked like this, right? Here's a coming soon landing page, and just take a second to type in your information, right? And that was pretty simple. People are getting a lot of leads. Everybody's happy. And then we changed it to say continue with Facebook. And when we didn't realize how comfortable people are clicking that button. So as just for the vernacular, a landing page for us is a kind of a single page that gives a little bit of information and says, if you want more, give us your contact information. This is about, a home that's coming soon. Maybe it's about a home that's an open house or something just sold. Or maybe it's a landing page talking about your home value or homes sold near you, things like that. In all those cases, people can just click continue with Facebook. So I'm going to click it now. I want you to see what happens. A little weird mini web page pops up. And in that page, what's happening there is we are reaching into Facebook and we are delivering the contact information to you. Now this page actually has our phone required, so I couldn't get by it, right? So I don't actually recommend that. Scott put that up there because he wants to show that you can require a phone number. Unless you're one of those people getting hundreds and hundreds of leads and you don't want that many leads, I never require a phone. You can make it optional actually. But now I've got the phone number in there and I click get the information and the page whips around. It says, thank you from you, the realtor. And then it drops you on the single property website. All the tools we just looked at were mobile optimized and they're designed to capture leads. In this case, we just got a Matterport video installed there, but we've also got multiple hyperlinks that can be pointing to your website on the left-hand side. And of course, we've got all the information on the home. So the point of that is I wanted you to understand and I want you to know about Facebook Connect. And I want to talk about Facebook a lot today. I think we did on our last call, but I have to tell you, we're always focused on where our clients can capture leads, right? And it's an important thing. If you're generating 10 or 20 leads a month, well, that might be exciting for you. If you're generating 200 or 500 leads a month, you're going to be more excited, and then we're all going to be happy, right? So I want you to understand kind of what we know and where you can sort of learn this and understand what's going on. So here, I'm in our Facebook mastermind group. And I'd like to point something out before we even go further, because I'm going to show you a couple things in this mastermind group. This is for our clients only. And our clients are sharing a lot of great information here. And so I want all of you who are interested in growing your business to spend a few minutes a week minimally, but I would even say a few minutes a day, This guy, Patrick, is down in Altamont Springs. I don't know where that is, but it's in Florida. And in August, he came and posted this. He said, I'm so excited that I wake up on the weekend and I look at my past 30 days of leads, and listings to leads is far and above, right? You can see there's 818 leads in 30 days. And then he's got all of his other sources, right, of where they're coming from. And nobody is close. So I called him. I called him a couple weeks ago and I said, hey, Patrick, what are you doing? And he told me what he's doing. So I want to share that with you because it's pretty simple, right? But I want to click on discussions here because this group here, this mastermind group, is where our clients are talking about what's going on and what's working for them, right? And you'll see some places where they're getting great results, and you'll see some places where they're getting poor results. In this case, this lady is saying, on October 20th, I got a bunch of, leads, and she's telling you what she paid. She's also just putting right here, this is what my ad looked like. And if you're not running ads on Facebook and you're a real estate professional, you are missing a huge opportunity. Our clients are generating hundreds of leads every month. And that's where we want everybody to be. I want to show you one other thing of why I think this, you're just looking at posts here from all of our clients, but there's actually a pretty compelling post. One of our clients actually put in and just said, hey, I'm generating all these leads from all these areas. If I can find it, it was right here. Yeah, right here. Anthony Linman. And what's even more awesome, he shows you you can click on the pictures and see it. He gives you the follow-up plan, right? And hopefully you've got a follow-up plan because you're probably aware that not every lead you get is going to jump into your office and sign a contract with you. So you are going to need some sort of follow-up plan. Ideally, you've got a good CRM going. But he was kind enough to say this is what he's doing to convert these leads. And these folks are converting leads. I speak to a lot of people, and I had a conversation last week with somebody paying $12.50 a month to Zillow for 20 leads a month. And I just couldn't believe that that's what was going on, but that is what's going on. Whereas people are using our system and they're getting a few hundred leads, they're usually investing a couple $100, $300. So I want to tell you what Patrick, the guy who's generating 800 leads a month, is doing. First of all, he's doing our Facebook advertising strategy. And I am going to go into that. I think I might have done that once with you before. So we'll kind of go, a little bit faster this time, and you can see it. I'm going to kind of hope that that part a little bit. But one thing that he's doing is something that I had never thought of, but many agents do. I am going to type in Facebook. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to type in Walnut Creek. And you can see that there's something here. It says Walnut Creek buy, sell, trade. And I really never thought of these. I see them pop up when I'm just surfing around Facebook, right? And what they are, there's a group here of 4,000 people. Walnut Creek is a small town. Of where people are, I got to join the group. So let's see. What it is, it's like this. You see this East Bay garage sale? It's basically like a garage sale. It's a place where people are saying, hey, I've got a bicycle for sale. I've got an old car for sale, whatever, right? And people use that just like they used to use Craigslist and just like they used to use the paper. It's very easy. So this guy, Patrick, is actually going in, and when he's got his tools, he's just sharing them over there. He's just copying and pasting the tools that we generate for him, which you all have in your accounts, and he's putting them inside those free accounts. So I'm usually, and Scott, we're usually talking about, hey, how to use paid advertising to reach thousands of people and build a brand and get more seller leads and more buyer leads. That's usually our story. But what this guy, Patrick, he says, I am doing that. But I'm also just going into my listings page, and whenever I have an open house, I set the open house. And I either put in the single property website for the open house. I'm going to click on it right here. and I just copy the link at the top, and I go over there to my various garage sale groups, and I paste it there. That's what he's doing. Now you're going to see, I don't know if you can see, I've already got lead capture popping up all over the place, right? The call to action is again telling us, hey, uh, I gotta, this is time sensitive. In 4 days, this thing is having an open house. So for me to learn more about that, I gotta click continue with Facebook. And when I click that, boom, we've reached into Facebook. Facebook delivers me some, me the agent, the contact information, and now me the consumer can look at this page, right? So that's really, one, it's dead easy to capture the lead. Two, what we're finding is that wherever you get our tools in front of people, you're getting a lot of leads. I honestly don't know anybody who's generating more than 800 leads every month, but Patrick is, and he's doing it just by simply sharing these things in other places. I also want to point out again that it is true that Facebook is a hotbed for lead generation. We're not the only people talking about that, but we're still, I think we're a leader in it. But what I do want you to recognize or to know is that Pinterest is number 2 for lead generation. I don't know if you can see here, I'm getting kind of lead information in my email. So to get to Pinterest, you can actually, whenever you open our tools, you'll see this little strip of icons. That's the Pinterest logo. You click that. This will open up Pinterest and says, okay, do you want to, post this to, and you just click no thanks, and you'll drive it to a board. You might have boards on real estate. And I don't know if you know what a pin board is on Pinterest, but it's usually a board is something like your interest, right? I have an interest in sailing, I have an interest in golf, and I have an interest in music. So I might have pin boards on all those, and I might have interest in Tampa, right? Or in real estate, or beautiful Florida, or things like that. And you just click that to share there, right? The other area where we're getting a lot of leads, and we're seeing people get a lot of listings actually, is LinkedIn. So over here is a button for LinkedIn. And I know, I probably every other day get somebody wanting to join my network, right? You worked with people in the past. Just take a second to write something, social here, and people oddly enough see it, right? They take a few minutes to scroll through and go, oh, there's an open house in the city I'm thinking about, and it's great because over the years we've all sort of built these networks from LinkedIn. But I, in a way, I barely know why we do it. But if it's going to be able to be leveraged to get more business, then recognize that it takes just a couple seconds to click that button and write a friendly message and say, hey, check out this great home, right? So that's really the key. I want you to understand that inside these tools, we have Facebook Connect. People are definitely responding to that button. We're getting more leads than ever. I do want you to recognize that there are free groups where you can copy and paste and sell all kinds of stuff in your local communities. And your local communities are doing just that. They're not trying to sell homes. I mean, here I got somebody selling a fiberglass door, right? Kind of that old story. And so these tools, just copying and pasting right in there, are getting huge, huge results. Right. And so I want you to be aware of that. But I also want to talk about some of the things that you should know and perhaps you didn't know were working. And so let's focus on this open house right here. This property on Douglas Boulevard. I have all these tools. I showed you the single property website, but there's also a Facebook social marketing icon. And we email you these tools once you set the open house. And I'm going to click on that to show you how this works. All right. And if I go to, where is it? Oh, here's the open house over here. You should be getting emails when something is just listed or when something is open house or just sold, right? Or under contract. And I think most of the time agents ignore it. I think they basically just ignore it. They feel like they're busy doing a million things and they don't want to read our boring emails. And I understand because I think they're horrible and we should change them and stuff and make them more easy for you to understand. but because it looks like this, right? And you'll go like, oh, what's that? Here's what you need to do with it. And I'll just tell you, this is what I recommend. What is between the two red lines, copy it and wipe out everything else and send it to your client. All right? And send it to your client and call your client and say, hey, client, we got the open house. I got it in MLS. I'm out there knocking doors, doing all this stuff. But if you would take that and copy what's in there and paste it onto your wall on Facebook, that would be awesome. And there's a couple really big reasons why you must do this, okay? And I'm going to walk through and show you what that is. One, it's really easy. I don't know if you just saw how long that took to do. So it's not like a mind-blowing exercise. But here it's a little bit confusing why you might do it, because here I have posted, right? It's me. But the ad is actually saying we're having an open house and I at Lafayette Realty am doing the marketing for great turnout. But please share this. You think other people might want to see it. This would actually be coming from your homeowner, right? The person listing the house, which is awesome because whenever you handle, you help somebody sell a home, you're definitely hoping to get some referrals from them, right? And those referrals are probably going to be friends of theirs, family of theirs, colleagues, maybe parents of kids where their kids go to school. And most of those people communicate with those folks, your target referrals, on Facebook. So in this simple, application, they're telling them that they're already working with you, right? And that's a great thing for you to know, because when we look back at listings to leads, we have the ability for your clients to tell all their friends that they're working with you when the home is coming soon, when it's just listed, when it's open house, and probably most important, when it's just sold. So let's look again at the just sold advertising, because just sold is, it kind of really dawns on an agent why they have to use this. If you change the status to just sold, let's click at view. We would email you an email that looks like this. And most of you would look at it and go, oh, I don't know what that is. And so I want you to understand what that is. Again, wipe out all this nonsense that we've written to you and just forward what is between the red lines. And send it to your client. And say, hey, copy what I just sent you and go over and put it on your Facebook wall for me, right? Because it looks like this. Again, it's very simple to do. It's a pre-written testimonial. Here it's coming from me, Vincent Meza, right? That's not what you would expect. It would be coming from your client that you just sold a home for. And it's basically a pre-written testimonial. We want to recommend Vincent at L2L Realty. Here's his name and phone number, right? So if the consumer is all, their friends and family now know you are, you're a pro and they loved working with you. I'm not sure what you do for referrals. Maybe you buy some really cool knives, or maybe you leave something, behind. But here with listings to leads, we want your name as a realtor in front of their friends and family multiple times. And that's what we do, automatically. When people click on this post, a single property website pops up of a property that their property is sold. When I look at this page for 3 to 5 seconds, a call to action is going to pop up, like we see right here. And because this home is sold, we know, and a lot of people click on just sold advertising are basically thinking, I'm thinking about selling my home. And so the message here is, since it's sold, it could affect your price. Get your home value right here instantly for free. So this tool, from just a copy and paste that's automatically sent to you, is designed to get you more listings and designed to get you referrals, right? So that I definitely recommend. I recommend that if you're not using these tools, get in the habit of getting these things out, because with the new Facebook Connect, consumers buyers and sellers are really comfortable clicking that button. The tools are automatically generated for you. They're mobile optimized. And if you're putting them on Facebook, a lot of people spend time on Facebook on their phones. So you want tools that can still get you leads, still look really good, from a marketing perspective. And that's what we got right here. So while we're on this listings page, and Florin, and for anybody on the call, are there any questions about what I've spoken about so far? Because what I'm going to dive into next is our core Facebook strategy of how to build your business, brand, and get seller leads. So before I jump into that, which is a little more technical, are there any questions right now?
Any questions, guys? Oh, that's quiet, I guess.
Okay.
Then,
Yeah.
can you show them for 1 second? Because, it's all good on the webinar and, they'll say, okay, I can do this. But when they log back in, they'll say, what did you click and all that? Show them where they can find all of this training and where they can take it from step 1 to step 10.
Okay. Sure.
Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah. So when you log in, you land on this page. All right. This is the login page. One thing, and again, because I really, the reason we focus on Facebook advertising and Facebook is because the results are huge for our clients. When you're in our mastermind group, that's all they're really talking about is how they're getting leads off Facebook. So I want to point out that if you click this green button here that says Facebook advertising, well, we actually have information on how to do that. This shows you right here how to create a property valuation landing page. I'm actually going to show you really quickly myself, but it is covered right here. And then there's some more information down here. But what I also want you to know is on this button, the first link says, learn how to place an ad in under 2 minutes. Click here. So I'm going to click there. And we just refreshed this, I think, last week. And if we scroll down, we give you a big graphic. Click this green button here, click create ads, go for traffic. And these are basically the buttons that you have to click. Give it a name, click continue, set your location, do your age, get your target market going, set your budget, and write your ad. And there you go, right? Okay, that link, that video is blocked. But that one page shows you exactly how to run a Facebook ad. And honestly, I'm going to tell you the strategy that what we feel should happen there for Facebook, because it's if I have to go over it over and over again, I really don't mind, because if you can pick it up, it is going to change the direction of your business. Open house lead generation is covered right here, but I'm going to just show you very easily. The open house piece is simple, and you should definitely be using open house. Right now, I'm on the listings page. Your listings flow into our system automatically. Sometimes we don't pick up the open houses, so I want you to understand how to change that. Let's just go down to this property here, and let's just say there's an open house. Now, there's a green button here with an open door. When you hover over it, it says open house. So click that green button and choose the date. I'm just going to say Saturday, and I'm going to leave the times from 1 to 4, but you could change it, and save it at the bottom. Now, if this is your listing, you can hold an open house and do just what I've done here. If it's somebody else's listing, you can pull the listing in and then set the open house, and you'd get all these tools, and those tools would be designed to capture leads for you. So it's just it's effective either way, if you're the showing agent or the selling agent, listing agent. But at that point, these tools, the single property website, now has all the information about the open house, right? Up here in the banner, it says open house. It also has the time. Over here, the lead capture form automatically pops up. It's got the timer, right? Saying, hey, we it's kind of fixed time here. And then remember I said, when you've got a tool like this, share it, right? Share it to Facebook. click Facebook here and you can share it. And that'll open up Facebook, and you write in, a nice social message, and it's going to show you what that post is going to look like. When they click on that post, it's going to drive them right to this whole page. Remember, I mentioned Pinterest, it's over here. I mentioned LinkedIn. You click on LinkedIn again, same sort of thing. So it doesn't, as I'm talking, you can see it doesn't take long to do this at all. But the results are great, so it is worth doing. The other tool for the open house is over here to the right, the listing landing page. And it's your choice. You can use either or you can use both. This listing landing page looks really good. Again, it's mobile optimized. Again, it has continue with Facebook and it has that timer. And once I click it, I'm going to get dropped on the single property website anyway. So it's your choice to use which one you want, but there are a number of tools to market that open house. And they all get emailed to you automatically. So you can just, set the date. You're going to get a bunch of tools in your email with instructions on how to get them out and share them. But let's go back to the listings page. And that's really, marketing open houses is something that we all do. But I do want everybody to understand, as you notice, I'm opening up single property websites and I'm opening up listing landing pages. These are, they're all at every stage, they're designed to capture leads, right? But the messaging on open house is different than the messaging on just sold, right? And the lead capture I kind of show you just to make it, painfully clear. If I click on this open house, my call to action, which is the follow this home button, is telling me it's time sensitive, right? Sorry for the smooth jazz. But just sold, I can change it to just sold by clicking the edit button and choosing any of these statuses, but just sold is where I want to show you right now. When I click on the single property for just sold, well, it looks pretty similar. The banner is different for just sold, but the call to action, the automated lead capture form I had showed you earlier is only going to speak to one thing, and that is, hey, this is going to affect your home value. Get your home value now, right? If you want to get the closing price, it's down here. If you want to list the similar homes, click here, and boom, we capture the lead, and it's going to help the consumer out. So these are, I think there are 3 different main statuses that you should tell your market all the time. And that is something is either just listed, that it's having an open house, or that it's just sold. You can change the status to active, contingent or under contract, but these 3 things, it's, and coming soon, just listed, open house, and just sold are really important to tell the market. And a lot of realtors don't think of that because they don't have tools like ours, right? So maybe they send out a just listed or just sold postcard every once in a while, but they don't realize that, hey, most people throw a postcard away. They don't even look at it. It's just like it's going in the garbage before it even gets in the house. But on Facebook, you can target thousands of people for 20 bucks, right? In your area, for every $20 you spend, I'm going to guess, probably 5,000 people are going to see that, right? And they're going to see that you've had something just sold, just listed, or open house, all right? So I'm going to talk about that now because I think it's such an incredible return on money and time that if you can do anything, this would be the thing to do. So let's talk about the open house. I already showed you the tool, but let's just look at it. Is this it here? No, that's my just sold. So I got my open house here. I'm going to click on the single property website. I kind of like the single property websites as opposed to the listing landing page because I like to give a little more information up front. And this is already designed to capture leads anyway. So it's just a little more of a friendly marketing piece. But you can use the landing page or you can use this, right? So to get here, I clicked the single property website button, which is the red button with the white house. And now I have this, and I want to copy this link and I want to put it out on Facebook. So let's do that together. Craig. Oh, Craig. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Here, and you guys may have this already, but I'm going to point out where it's recorded. When you go to Facebook, there's a little dark triangle here. When you click it, it will open up a menu and click on Create Ads. I did show you a minute ago under Facebook advertising on our homepage that there's a step-by-step graphic tutorial, just big pictures telling you what to do. And the first thing it told you was to click that and open and to click Create an Ad. The second thing it says was click Traffic, right? And what that means is we're going to run an ad that's going to drive traffic to a page. I was talking with somebody yesterday who told me that their company creates YouTube videos automatically for their listings, right? Which is awesome because YouTube is a great website. And she said, so yeah, I get that video and then I run an ad like this and I drive traffic to that, right? Now, I don't know if you go to YouTube much. I do, because I just waste too much time on the internet. But I can tell you there is no lead capture on YouTube. I know this. We do it automatically for our clients, and we know there's no lead capture. It's a great way to lose somebody, because while I'm looking at your video of your open house or your home, there are 20 other videos on the right-hand side that I can go click on and look at, and they're probably from competing agents. So it's just really not a great idea to drive people to a YouTube page, right? It is a great idea to drive people to a page like this because these links are pointing to your website. They can get your home value here, or you can capture a lead right here, right? So that's the point of why we're driving traffic. You got to think of where you're driving traffic to. Anyway, name it, click continue. Florin, what is it? What is the zip code for where you are, Westley Chapel?
Let's use 33544.
And is it called Westley Chapel?
Yes, it is called Westley.
Okay, I'm gonna type it as that because I want you to see. I can't remember how to spell Westley.
W-E-S-L. S-L. There's no T in it.
Oh, okay.
S-L-E-Y. E-Y.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Chapel.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if you can see this, but on Westley Chapel, Facebook defaults you to plus 25 miles. I'm just going to change it, just for conversation's sake, to a radius of 10 miles. Because I don't know if you'd actually drive 25 miles to conduct business. You can see that that's an option. You'd probably want a minimum age, right? Probably not a lot of 18-year-olds are buying houses right now. So what I want to point out, if you're not aware of this on Facebook, this ad is going to everybody over 23 years old, or that's actually too young too. Over 26, and all they have to do is live within 10 miles of Westley Chapel, okay? And what you should realize is that the estimated daily reach is between 1,854, so let's say about 3,000 people every day are going to see that, one, you've got a home for sale, it's got an open house, and two, that you're a realtor, right? Because your little logo of your business page, whether it's your picture or your logo, it's going to start telling people you're a realtor. 3,000 people every day, right? Or maybe it's not 3,000. Let's see, lifetime budget. I'm kind of clicking through here. When you run an ad, and this is really key, when you run an ad on Facebook, I recommend that you never run an ad for more than 7 days, but actually 4 or 5 days during the week is what we recommend every week. So here's what it is. Now I've changed my budget, so my reach is dropping and it's got 4 days, but basically it's about 1,000 people every day are going to see this ad. They're going to see that you've got an open house, and they're going to see that you're a realtor, okay? for 20 bucks. Now, if you think about that, where are people going to see that you're a realtor for $20? Where are you spending $20 and getting that kind of return? I would love to hear that. Florin, if you guys are doing that anywhere else, I would love to know how you can get 4,000 people to recognize that you're a realtor for 20 bucks. Over here, you choose your business page. I've got my, my music pages and my healthy eating. I'm just going to leave it on a music page there. And then, yeah.
Can you go back for a second and show them on the demographics that they can change that just very quickly, if you don't mind?
Sure, yeah. Demographics is actually incredibly powerful. Oh, I lost it. Oh, really? I hit the wrong button.
Sorry.
No. I just don't know what I'm doing. Give me a second here. Let's see if I'm back there. Actually, I may have to start over. Let's see. Continue. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm able to pick up where I was. Okay, it was here. Let's go here. So I kind of glossed over it. It is a very, very valuable area of Facebook and very important, but it's not something that I dive into for beginners. So for beginners, what I want people to recognize is when you target an area like a zip code or a city, it really targets really well. But Florin is bringing up something incredibly powerful, and that is you can actually go into the detailed targeting, and you can type in homeowners, right? You can even there's even places where you can say net worth, right? Net worth over X number of dollars and things like that. Some people use these demographics, okay? Not all. You can also exclude other realtors, right? You may want not, because this is a pay per click, PPC, pay per click strategy. And that means that if somebody in Westley Chapel sees that on their Facebook and they're a realtor and they're like, oh, that's interesting, and they click on it, you lose a percentage of the money that you put in. In this case, your 20 bucks. So you might want to exclude people. You may want to include people. I am going to tell you one more thing, and this is very relevant to all of you because you live in Florida. Okay, so this is I'm going off on a far tangent here, but bear with me because this is it's totally related to where you are. I got a client down in the Naples area. Yeah, Naples. And he uses our tools. We've got, a number of offices down there, so they're all using our stuff. But one of the things he does, Neil here is originally from Chicago, right? And he likes to target when he's got homes for sale, he actually markets them just like I'm showing you up in Chicago. And then he also markets, because he has this link here, moving to Southwest Florida. He created this. This is a custom landing page that you can create. But you can see his message, do you really want to go through a winter up north, or do you want to get into the Naples lifestyle, right? And this is a custom page. You can just type in, create the page and upload a background picture, and you can see what he's after. And he loves doing it. I had lunch with him, not long ago, and he says, yeah, he goes, because I'm from Chicago. I moved down here to Florida a while back. He said, but when I'm talking to people and they're interested in my property, I can say, hey, do you know, Joe's, sandwich shop? And do you know this place here? Do you know Chicago? And that's really part of conversion, right? That's really part of building a trust factor. And boom, with his targeting, he's directly doing that. But a lot of people will go into this and they'll say, hey, if I've got a property on a golf course, I want people who like golf, who follow golf groups in Facebook. So there's a lot you can do here. I don't typically get into it, but it's definitely a very, very powerful piece of this. That being said, you don't often need to do that. because what I'm showing you right now actually usually gets you the results that you're after. So the one thing, let's go back here. One error, please. Fine. Okay. See if I can paste that in. So remember, we're looking for traffic, and we want to make sure that we're driving them to one of our websites, right? In this case, it was for my open house. So down here on the left, you can see here it says up to date photos, maps. This is kind of junky language. You need to you need to just physically click in this box over here and tell us why, why we should click here, right? I'm going to just say this place is amazing, right? But there's something great about this home. It's in a great area. It's got an awesome kitchen. It's got whatever it is that there's selling points, put in there and say, click here to get more information, right? That's really the key of I think the most important thing about Facebook is that 71% of adults in the United States spend on average 40 minutes every day on this site. All right. The only place I think people actually spend more time is television, and television budgets are really high, right? I don't know if you guys are running commercials and ads for yourself, but it's not likely. But for 20 bucks here, you can literally in your area reach about 4,000 people, and they're all going to start to recognize that you're an agent, right? So our strategy for Facebook is run an ad like that every week. Okay. If you and I'll tell you even more clearly, if you're a beginner agent, literally like you don't have any business and you haven't and you're building it, and I'm going to assume you don't have a big budget, right? So I'm going to give you the budget. The budget is $200 every month on Facebook. And what that equates to is every week, 4 weeks, $20 a week during the week, right? It's an open house. Maybe you borrowed it. Maybe it's from somebody in another office or in your office, or maybe you're sitting on an open house for somebody. But run one ad every week for 4 days for 20 bucks. So you can imagine at the end of the month, that means about 16,000 people would have seen you. Maybe some of those people, they saw you, maybe it's less, but they saw you 2 or 3 times. When, like any advertising, when somebody sees you, the advertising 2 or 3 or 4 or even 10 times, that's when they start to respond to it. So this strategy requires consistency, right? Every week, run a $20 ad. Every weekend, run a listing ad. And you do that by going to the landing page section. Now, on landing pages, we have landing pages for all kinds of areas, right? Free list of foreclosures, a landing page for FSBOs, for expireds. But the number one landing page that our clients are using is Property Valuation Plus. They also like, growing families and empty nesters. Actually, empty nesters can be really important in a lot of communities, maybe in some of your communities. But Property Valuation Plus is the number one tool that you should definitely run every weekend, okay? And the way you create it, if you've never been to this page, it is the landing page section right up here, is type in your favorite area where you're going to build, right? Build your business. So I might type in Westley Chapel and click save. And when you click save, it's going to create a Westley Chapel page under every one of these buttons. All right. Now I don't know. I remember I was actually out there. What was it last year, Florin? I don't know if Westley Chapel is like. Yeah. I don't know if it's broken down in neighborhoods, but
yes, it is.
Yeah, there may be key neighborhoods that you really want to build your business in. You could type in just the name of that neighborhood and click save. At that point, it's going to create that neighborhood button under every one of these. And I want to show you what it looks like. I'm going to click on Property Valuation Plus. I want you to see what it looks like by default. I got a Coon Rapids one down here. And this is the default. We did this, I think, with realtors in mind. because we know realtors don't actually like to follow a lot of steps and do a lot of things. So this is like a generic page, right? What is your home worth, right? It's you drop in your address, you're gonna get the value. And it's generic because it's got a notebook and it's got a cup of coffee and it's got a computer, and almost all of us have that today, right? So it's really like not a lot of work. So you could take this link right here and go put it out on Facebook and run an ad with it and ideally get some leads. The downside is that generic look is not that compelling when you're trying to get leads. So I want you to understand that you could click edit landing page. Let's do it down here. And right on the left-hand side, you can customize this page, right? You can change the lead forms, you can change style and stuff. But all you really want to do is change the background picture. Get a picture and put it in the background, and it'll change this look, okay? Now, I'm not going to, waste your time on doing that. I'll just show you what mine looks like, and I want you. This is literally the #1 tool. I think we've got about 10 people to 20 people sign up on our website every day to get this one page. This is the same page I just showed you, which is this page, but it has my custom photograph in it, okay? And this photograph is something that's really important for you to understand. This is the Lafayette Reservoir. Where I live, this is kind of in the center of town, and there's a 2.5-mile hike, paved, and everybody's walking their dogs, and the moms have their kids in the strollers thing, and you jog and you do all that. Everybody in Lafayette knows this place, okay? And I want to impress that upon you, because when you're asking somebody to give you their address and give you their contact information, that's kind of a lot to ask for. I'm sure when you're out surfing around on the web and somebody asks you to fill out a form anywhere, you're like, no, I'm not going to. Well, that's part of what happens here as well. And so you need to think about what's going to help make people comfortable to do that. And I'm going to show you something here, because it's not, sometimes it's not what you think it is. And I'll explain to you real quickly. I set up a Coldwell Banker office up in New Jersey, and they were operating in a small town, 20-something thousand people, 2,000, 2,400, I think, 24,000 people. And the manager called me a month later after we did this Facebook call, and he said, Vince, we're running ads, we're getting leads all over the place, but the #1 property valuation page that's generating leads is this page with this background picture, right? And you kind of recognize this. I'm sure you've seen this around the country. It's a converted railed car turned into a diner. This one is on Main Street, and if you live in Summit, New Jersey, you know this restaurant because it's been there forever. And I need you to sort of understand that, because this is super generic. It doesn't make me feel comfortable. I could be signing up for a national spam campaign. This, if you live in Lafayette, I totally know you know Lafayette if you know this. Similarly, if you live in Summit, New Jersey, I know you know Summit, New Jersey, because this is historic. This is right, this is there. So you need to think about Westley Chapel or the neighborhoods you're trying to build your business in. Get a background picture, upload it like I just showed you, and then take this and put it out on Facebook. So to wrap up the Facebook strategy, remember I said it's $200 a month. I said it's a $20 ad every week, and it's a $30 ad on every weekend using a page like this. Okay? And so that's 30 on the weekend. That makes it $50 a week, because you got 20 during the week and 30 on the weekend. And you do that month after month, week after week. On the first week, if you get that all done right, you're going to have a few dozen leads, right? But if you do that consistently for 8 weeks and maybe even less, you're going to start realizing that your lead quality is increasing, meaning people are actually communicating with you. You're not just getting random internet leads. People are communicating with you because you have been branding in their area where they're spending a half hour every day, right? And they recognize, oh, this person had an open house. They had something just sold, and they can help me get my home value. That's what you're trying to do. And for 200 bucks, you cannot communicate that effectively in any other medium. You just can't. So let's run this ad together because it's a slightly different process than what we just did. So let's go back to Facebook. And give me a second, guys, while I get that going. Okay. So again, it's very similar here when we're running an ad to get listings. I break it down in two kinds of ads. You're going to do a branding ad, which is a $20 ad during the week, or you're going to do a listing ad, an ad designed to get listings. Both ways, you click create an ad, and in both ways, I'm going to kind of sound a little bit repetitive because I want you to understand the difference of what we're trying to do. But what is similar is we're creating an ad, and what is also similar is we're looking for traffic. Okay, we're going to drive people to a landing page. Now I am going to name it. I'm going to name it value, and you should probably name it value West Chapley or value Tampa. And what month is it? October, right? Nobody sees that, but you want to start to measure where you're getting your leads from. Because if you're running these ads in Wesley Chapel, and you're running them and then you're running the same kind of ad in Tampa, you want to know the difference, right? And that's how you can sort of look at it because they're going to show you the results. Now, one area that it becomes different running the ad is right here. We created the audience last time, and we're still in the same area, right? We're still thinking about Wesley Chapel, but your page should actually say Wesley Chapel. So you see here, last time we changed a radius of 10 miles. Now I only want the current city. And that's because, 5 miles out is Lutz, right? I don't know Lutz, but if somebody living in Lutz sees my page about Wesley Chapel and they click on it, they're not going to be that excited when they realize, like, well, it doesn't talk about Lutz. So if you're going to run an ad in Lutz, create a page for Lutz. You're going to build your business in Land O'Lakes, create a unique page for that. Okay? But what this is saying is people have to live in Wesley Chapel to see my Wesley Chapel page. Okay? Now, again, you probably don't want 18-year-olds looking at this. There probably aren't a lot of them that own homes there. And again, we see the reach over here is about, 1,100 people every day. But one big difference is the placements. And I would say that you might want to test it, but I'm going to give you our default. I don't want it on all devices. These pages are mobile optimized, but and what I know it's more than 50% of the country has mobile smartphones, but we're not all comfortable clicking buttons and going kind of researching on it. So the first thing is you want this to be on desktop only. I'm on a desktop giving this presentation. When I'm sitting at my desk at home on the weekend, I'm actually a little more, conscious. I'm not just streaming through my phone and clicking and looking at stuff, right? Always change the daily budget to lifetime budget. All that does for you is that makes it where Facebook drops your ad when the most people are on Facebook, okay? Change your ad to $30 spend max. And here's the other important thing. Always start your seller lead gen ads on Friday and end them the following Monday. Okay, so it's really only 3 days out there. And click continue. Okay. Now, when I go here, I'm going to do a single image ad. I'm going to take this page, copy, and I'm going to put it right here. desktop newsfeed. And it shows you the picture, right? And that's really the key to getting people to pay attention. And here's something else that's interesting about the picture, because we have so many clients that are doing this. They're telling us one thing that we all know is common sense, but I'm just going to say it just in case one of you hears it. If the picture is muddy and flat, it doesn't get as many clicks. If it pops and it looks really cool, it slows people down, and that's the first step. So that's one thing to think about. Shannon Byatt, who does a lot of lead gen, like, hundreds of leads every month, doesn't have really picturesque towns or landmarks, so he shoots his photos of this downtown Main Street, which is where everybody knows. And he noticed that a bunch of photos that he took during the spring when these flowers were blooming in the trees, that picture got more clicks. And people tell us that all the time. It's like the colorful, bright things that just slow our eyes down for a second really help. Now, the other thing that really, really helps is this language. You notice when we pasted the link, it says, find out the value of your Lafayette home now. That's kind of cool, right? I can read it. It is English. It's almost useless for getting people to click, okay? So this is what everybody should be thinking about is what are the things that really make seller lead gen work? Number one is that photo. Number two is the language on top of the photo, okay? Number three, and usually it's the first error that every agent makes, is they make this ad mobile optimized, okay? And what happens is me sitting on my smartphone in my car and lying at Starbucks, I click on it. But because I'm distracted, I'm not going to finish. You pay for the click. You will find out from Facebook that you got 100 clicks, and then you come back to us and say, oh, but I didn't get any leads. Well, you ran it on mobile, and people didn't take the time to finish the process of filling out that lead form. That's why I tell everybody, when you're running seller ads, you're trying to get listing leads, do it on desktop only, okay? And the last thing that is the mistake that everybody makes is they don't set the zip code or they don't set the town right. They do it, wide. I think a lot of people feel like I need to have a target area of 20,000 people for this to be good. And actually, it's more specific, targeted marketing that gets higher results. So that being said, let's talk about this language here. Before you log in to Facebook, let's imagine that every morning you get your cup of coffee and you come to Listings to Leads to log in, right? I know that's my big dream, that every morning you're logging into Listings to Leads. But before you log in every morning, you can scroll down and you're going to see that we have some articles right here in our blog talking about how our clients are generating listings and how they're generating listing leads. And they're actually showing what their ads are looking like. So if you want to see, hey, what should I write? Because this language is not very compelling at all. What should I write? We actually have it right there. Now I am going to scroll down and click view all blog posts, because there's one blog post that I think is really easy. You don't have to worry about the graphics. And it says 31 seller leads in 2 days, 27 seller leads in 12 hours. And it shows you very clearly what people are writing. And our clients are doing this all the time. Every week, somebody is in our mastermind group saying, I ran an ad, it looks just like this, and I got X number of leads. That's what we want all of you to do. We want all of you to get those kinds of results. And here is the language. It says 360 homes sold in Frisco in June. The highest was 965. Now see what your home is worth free. That's it. So if you forget what is the compelling language, just go to our blog and scroll down to the blog post. That's this 31 seller leads in 2 days, and copy that verbatim. You don't want to say Frisco. You want to go over here and say, what is it? 40 homes sold in Westley Chapel last month. And the high was, right, etc. You can also put in something like click here, this link, this word, this one sentence, click here to get your online automated home value in less than 15 seconds. This one line here, this second line, is actually almost all you need to write. That people will click it because you're telling them, I can, you know, we're all ADD today. Nobody is reading books, or not many of us anymore. So in 15 seconds, I can have my home value, and it's automated, which also is code for I don't actually have to talk to you. And that's key. That line right there gets people, oh, and the last word, which you should always use, is free, right? That that one word works in marketing across the board in any industry, and it works here as well. So you could say 40 homes sold in Wesley Chapel last month. The high was 700,000. Click here to get your online automated home value now. This, as I've written it, except I didn't fully fill it out, is the language you need to be writing probably every week, right? And you may want to mix it up with the different tools. Maybe you don't always want to run Property Valuation Plus. Maybe every other week you run an ad with nearby homes sold, right? Because you know people interested in nearby sold homes are probably homeowners. You can mix that up, but the strategy is every week run a $20 ad talking about a listing. That's building your branding. Every weekend run a property valuation ad. And if you're a more seasoned realtor, and maybe that's not the right word, seasoned, but if you're a realtor that's not managing one or two listings at a time, when it's one or two listings at a time, I kind of tell people, well, you want to run at least one branding ad every week, right? Even if you're green, you've never had a listing. But if you're kind of trying to build your business or double your business, then I would tell you that running 2 or 3 ads every week, each for $20, is in your interest. Because you could see how every $20 ad gets about 1,000 people a day to notice you as a realtor, right? So our clients, including that old guy, Neil Wolf from Naples, they follow these steps I'm telling you. And all of them are telling me and us what I'm about to tell you is that people are calling them out of the blue because they are seeing their ads all over Facebook, right? And that's really what advertising is about. Advertising is, I want people to know that I'm a real estate professional. And if every week you're running a couple of ads that say, hey, here's a home that's for sale, and here's something that's open house, and here's something that's just sold, and you do that once a week, well, you know, a few thousand people are going to see you every week. But when you do that 2 or 3 times a week, they cannot avoid you. And when they can't avoid you and they start thinking about real estate, that maybe they want to buy something or they want to sell something, they know that, oh, there's somebody I see all the time on Facebook. And people are calling saying, I see you all over and I need to help. And that's really, that's above and beyond lead gen. That is straight up branding and advertising. And for a few $100 a month, that's what this can do. So, Florin, I've kind of rambled on, I think, a little bit longer than we expected. Do you have any questions?
No, can you go and show them at the end of the Facebook ad? I think they're almost at the end. That's what they need to finish it up.
Oh, yeah. At the bottom, there's these things, you know, certified compliance. Yes, you're compliant. Click confirm. And when you click confirm, you're going to get a message that it's going to say, we're going to review this and we're going to and we'll make it live in a bit. And that's fine. You know, that's normal. After the ad is over, you're going to get an email from Facebook and it's going to say, congratulations, you had a successful ad. Okay. And I want you to know what that actually means. Your success is that you actually gave money to Facebook. It doesn't mean you got any leads. It just means you ran an ad and you gave us money. What it also says is you got an X number of website clicks. Your ad got X number of clicks. Okay. And clicks means that they saw this ad just as you see it here. And they clicked it. A normal number for me is 100 people click that ad, right? 100, right? Because you don't have a massive target, but when 100 people click it, that's pretty good. Now, what's more important is how many leads you captured, right? And if you find that 100 people click it, but only one or two have filled something out, you got to figure out what's the disconnect from the ad and people to fill that out. Usually, it's that you're running it on mobile is the problem, and they're not comfortable going through the deal, right? The other thing is if you're not getting a bunch of clicks, you've got something too tight on your demographics, or this language or that photograph is not compelling enough to get people to click. All right. There was something else that I wanted to mention there. No, I think that's kind of it. Oh, there is one last thing. Our mastermind group. Our mastermind group is I'm part of a lot of technology groups on Facebook. Over the years, a lot of people communicate with me talking about technology, and they invite me to them. And I appreciate that, but I don't really, find that they're that useful. This mastermind group that is ours is literally our clients all the time talking about how they're using our tools. And here's Scott, asking a question, and we're just showing this is, I guess, Seminole County, how somebody is running their ad. And again, remember I told you this is what it looks like. Same kind of thing. 71 homes sold in September in Longwood. Here's the high. Shows a bunch of homes for sale right now. Thinking of moving, things like that. So they're telling you how to do it. So I want you to understand how to get to be part of this mastermind group. Log into your Facebook account. Click this triangle that opens up the menu and click settings. And when you go to settings, there is a contact email that says primary email. That's where Facebook sends you information. Take that email address, log into your own account, and go to contact support. And say, hey, please add me to your mastermind group, and type in that email and click send. My support people will then get you inside. They'll connect you to it. You'll get an email you'll get an email from Facebook to whatever email you put in there, and then you'll be part of it. And that I actually recommend you do spend a half hour or a week looking at what people are saying, because it's incredible how valuable of a group that is. So that's my story, guys. Right? Here's Cameron Nance. 2 different ads, 62 leads now. Time for follow-up. That's how that's how you want a weekend to be, right? 62 leads for an open house. Can I answer any other questions for it?
No, I just want to open it. Anybody has any questions for this? Everybody's quiet? Yeah. Yeah, so we're good here in the office. I see people outside, so I think we're good. It's like, what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna take this one, Vince is gonna send it to me, and we're gonna put it on Canvas on the listings to leads room, and then you can review this, and also I will add on the listings to leads room, I'm gonna add that page where you can see how to do a Facebook ad. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'll give you a link to that.
Okay, everybody.
Any questions?
Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Ray.
Okay, I'll get this recording up to you ASAP. Get it to you today.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.